العالمين والعاقبة والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله لا نبي بعده. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه المنتجبين. أما بعد. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, allow me to express my gratitude to Allah who has given us an opportunity to be present in this Zoom event. Our meeting today be beneficial in enhancing our knowledge and experience for all of us. Likewise, let us extend our blessing and salutation to the great Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has guided us from the path of darkness to the bright path we experience today. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you all today in seminar on the role, the model and contribution of women in education in Islamic society. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to extend my warm greeting to all of our distinguished speaker, participants, and guests who have joined us virtually from various parts of Indonesia. Yeah? On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to extend my warm greeting to all our distinguished speakers, participants, and guests who have joined us virtually from various parts of Indonesia, and also especially from Islamic Republic of Iran. Mrs. Fatimah Fayyazi. University, namely State Islamic University of Araniri, Banda Aceh, Special Postgraduate Studies Program at UIN Araniri, State Islamic University of Raden Fatah Palembang, State Islamic University of Sunan Gunung Jati, Bandung, Hasanuddin University of Makassar, the Psychology Program of Faculty of Medicine, Hasanuddin University of Makassar, and also supported by Islamic Culture and Relations Organization in Jakarta. In this session, we will delve into the significant and impactful role of Islamic women to play in the realm of education within Islamic studies. Throughout history, women have been instrumental in the development and dissemination of knowledge. Their contribution, often underappreciated, has shaped the educational landscape and continue to influence generation after generation. For example, in Indonesian history, particularly in history of Aceh, we hear about figures such as Tengku Fakina, Pocut Baren, Naina Hussein, and Cut Nyak Initially, they were religious mentor and educator for the younger generation within the Islamic community, Islamic society. However, due to the pressure of colonialism that plagued Indonesia at that time, they rose up and took on roles as fighter, taking up armed, taking up sword and ransom and weapon to resist colonial rule. Or in earlier history, during the 7th century, was a figure like Admiral Malahayati, who led a naval fleet to fight against Portuguese colonizer in the Malacca Strait. Something that, to my knowledge, has never happened before in any other history in the world. This reflects that the role of women in Islam is not limited a single aspect, but can be very broad depending on the needs and the time and context. The significant role of Muslim women throughout history are more a manifestation of their extraordinary potential when supported by faith, education, and sense of responsibility toward their community and society. So, what the source of the spirit of Muslim women to so they can do so much thing? What belief are behind such a strength in Muslim women? There are actually many questions, especially for young Muslim women. Is task of a Muslim woman that's so heavy? What should she do to fulfill all those demands? Or it is actually not her job. So that's why Western culture want to distance her from that responsibility. But why then offer women's emancipation? How exactly is the woman emancipation offered by Islam compared to the woman's emancipation offered by Western culture? We are fortunate to have expert on this field with us today, and I encourage all you to engage your thoughtful discussion and reflection throughout the seminar. I hope that this evening will inspire us all to appreciate the powerful of role and contribution of women in education within in Islamic society. To continue fostering an environment that support equality and opportunity for all. But before that, let us first invite our guest will give a welcoming speech uh, that will given by Dr. Muhammad Reza Ibrahimi, the cultural counselor of Iranian Embassy in Jakarta. We invite him with all due respect. Please, sir.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. سلام علیکم و رحمت الله و برکاته.
علیکم السلام و برکاته.
خب عرض سلام و ادب دارم خدمت دانشجویان، اساتید و دانشگاه‌های متولی و مدیریت این برنامه رو بر عهده گرفتن. دانشگاه حسن الدین ماکاسار، دانشگاه باندونگ، دانشگاه آچه و دانشگاه پالمبانگ که همه به نحوی در این وبینار نقش داشتن.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Pertama-tama beliau ucapkan terima kasih kepada para hadirin, kepada seluruh panitia acara ini kerjasama antara konsulat kedutaan besar Republik Islam Iran dengan Universitas Hasanuddin, ada juga prodi psikologi, fakultas kedokteran di universitas yang sama yaitu Universitas Hasanuddin, ada UIN Bandung, ada UIN Araniri, ada UIN Raden Fatah, dan mereka-mereka yang telah berbagi saya dalam rangka penyelenggaraan webinar nasional kali ini. Saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada semuanya dan juga para narasumber serta dosen yang kemungkinan juga ada hadir pada saat ini.
خب در ادامه تقدیر تشکر بکنم از اداره کل امور بانوان و خانواده سازمان و همکاران محترمه سرکار خانم دکتر ابراهیمی و سرکار خانم دکتر رستگار پناه و سخنران ویژه سرکار خانم دکتر فیاض که این زحمت رو امروز متقبل شدن و حضور پیدا کردن با توجه به مشغله‌ای که dashtan. من جا داره تقدیر و تشکر بکنم.
Begitu juga saya sampaikan ucapan terima kasih dan apresiasi yang sebesar-besarnya kepada pihak-pihak Republik Islam Iran, baik itu yang mengkoordinasikan acara ini atau narasumber kita kali ini, yaitu Dr. Fayyaz, yang dengan berbagai kesibukannya masih sempat meluangkan waktu untuk mengisi acara webinar internasional kali ini.
خدمت سرکار خانم دکتر فیاض نکته ای رو داشته باشم. جلسه به صورت در واقع مجازی و حضوری هست، یعنی یک سری از دانشجویان در کلاس درس حضور دارن. یعنی مثلا در دانشگاه پالمبانگ 30 تا از دانشجویان در سر کلاس درس حاضر هستند و از برنامه در واقع وبینار شما استفاده و بهره مند میشن. در دانشگاه آچه هم همینطور و در دانشگاه حسن الدین امام همینطور. دانشجویان هم به صورت مجازی هم به صورت حضوری حضور دارن که انشالله این محتوایی که از طرف حضرت عالی ارائه میشه مورد بهره مندی و مفید دانشجویان و اساتید عزیز قرار بگیره.
سلامت باشید انشاءالله.
Ya, dan webinar ini alhamdulillah dihadiri dari wilayah Indonesia, dari berbagai pulau, dari Pulau Sulawesi hingga Pulau Sumatera, dari Unhas sampai UIN Araniri. Begitu juga ada dari Bandung dan juga dari Raden Fatah Palembang. Sebagian mungkin di tempat masing-masing, dan di UIN Araniri misalnya, sebetulnya di situ ada kelas secara online, dan mungkin di Unhas atau di Prodi Psikologi Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Hasanuddin.
خب من در پایان تقدیر و تشکر بکنم از دانشگاه آچه در این وبینار اساتید، خصوصا الان هم رئیس تحصیلات تکمیلی دانشگاه آچه هم حضور دارن. تقدیر و تشکر بکنم از همه این عزیزان. انشالله آقایان جناب آقای دکتر برهان، جناب آقای دکتر میکائیل و همه عزیزان این وبینار رو هم ضبط بکنن و هم این که ما بتوانیم در برنامه‌های بعدی در اختیار مراکز علمی آموزشی در کشور دوست اندونزی قرار بدیم.
Begitu juga saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada Iran Corner Araniri dan Universitas UIN Araniri. Begitu juga dengan Pasca Sarjana yang saat ini sudah bersama kita, Ibu Direktur Profesor Dr. Eka Sri Mulyani. Saya ucapkan terima kasih Ibu yang sebesar-besarnya atas perkenannya untuk menghadiri acara webinar dan memberikan sambutan. Mudah-mudahan acara ini bisa direkam. Entah biasanya UIN Raden Fatah ada YouTube. Mudah-mudahan juga disiarkan secara langsung. Paling tidak apa yang nanti akan disampaikan bisa terekam dan juga bisa dinikmati oleh mereka-mereka yang barangkali tidak hadir pada saat ini atau barangkali ingin mengulang untuk mendengarkan apa yang akan disampaikan oleh narasumber kita.
انشالله موفق و پیروز باشید و السلام علیکم و رحمت الله و برکاته.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Itu saja
wabarakatuh.
yang dapat beliau sampaikan. Kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Mudah-mudahan acara ini berjalan dengan lancar. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Muhammad Reza Ibrahimi, the Cultural Counselor of Iranian Embassy in Jakarta. Next, we will listen to the welcoming speech from Professor Eka Sri Mulyani, MA, PhD, Director of Postgraduate Studies Program at UNRWA. We invite you, we all due respect. Please.
Thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'inu ala umurid dunya waddin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. I hope you can hear my voice clearly. Honorable Cultural Counselor of Iranian Embassy, Honorable Speaker Dr. Fatima Fayaz, Assistant Professor of Psychology from Al-Zahra University, Iran, Honorable all organizers from UIN Araniri, from UIN Raden Fatah, UIN Sunan Gunung Jati, as well as UNHAS. I feel really honored to be here in this special Zoom meeting today, as we call it guest lecture, since the theme of this lecture is quite close to me, especially when I wrote my dissertations on women from traditional Islamic educational institution in Indonesia. It was published by University of Amsterdam Press in 2012, I think. And also quite recently, last year, I conducted a research on women's contribution, women's leadership in the field of Islamic education from the case of especially the Niyah Putri School Padang Panjang and the figure of Rahma Al-Yunisiyah and several other women's education leaders in the region. The question is why women and education? Why this is important? Because the advancement of a nation really rely on the quality of women's education. Not only the fact they make up more than half of the population, but also their presence and rules will provide many benefits, not only for women personally, but also for the entire nation and the entire world. Women with better education will impact on better health knowledge, prevent maternal health. It means that education for women has a strong connection to saving lives. Still, in the same time, it improves the mortality rate, increase the economic support and welfare for family and society. So there is no doubt on its significance to produce better and brighter generation. But still, there are critical obstacles ahead, such as the issue of inequality, glass ceiling policy, etc. Provide to be studied. We also learn the history of educational leaders. So sorry, I was. We also witness from the history of educational leaders. This is a background actually of yes. number. Will the of a nation.
I don't have voice.
Sorry, ma'am, your voice is breaking up.
Okay, I will. Yeah, sorry, I will repeat it again. Today's lecture will bring us back to those simple but deep questions, as everyone here in this room will definitely acknowledge women's role for the development and advance technically how it works and how to make it better. Angel of today's discussion that could explore, it will not touch upon the issue normatively, but could also explore the solution of problem solving for the issue. Strengthen the previous discussion on women's agency in the field of education, education for all, for women and men, and no one left behind. So thank you for your kind attention and hope you all will have a wonderful and useful lecture as well as a fruitful discussion afterward. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Wah, bahasa semua, Cok.
Thank you very much, Ms. Professor Eka Sri Mulyan, MA PhD, Director of Postgraduate Program in Aranri. Dalam ucapan beliau menyampaikan bahwa peran yang baik dari wanita, pendidikan yang baik, kesempatan yang baik akan membuat dunia menjadi lebih baik. Kira-kira begitu kesimpulannya. Okay, without further ado, let's begin our seminar. I will now hand over the floor to our speaker, Dr. Fatima Fayaz, Assistant Professor of Health Psychology of Al-Zahra University of Iran. We invite him with all due respect and time and place. Please.
Thank you very much. Is it okay, my voice? My voice is good or not?
Yes, very good.
Do you have my PowerPoint also?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and thank you for your invitation. And I'm very glad to be with you today. And it's a good session. I think I learn and I become familiar with other professors and other students. Inshallah. My name is Fatima Fayaz, and I am a faculty member of Department of Psychology in Al-Zahra University. I have clinical psychology master's degree, and I have the degree of health psychology from Tehran University. And also I have a postdoc in Islamic psychology. Today is the martyrdom anniversary of Hazrat Zahra, and the people of Iran are in mourning today in commemoration of the martyrdom anniversary of Hazrat Zahra. The subject of my speech is the role of women in the education of Islamic societies. The education in terms of at-tarbiyah in Quran and Islamic references. Basically, the health of the society depends on the health of the family, and the health and dynamics of the family depends on the women, and various sources emphasize this issue. Considering that I am a psychologist, today I want to talk a little more in detail, more particularly about how to play a role of a mother in the family. Women play an important role in Islamic society, as you know, a role that men cannot necessarily play. In Islam, men and women are equal in their human essence, but they differ in natural characteristics and attributes, which leads to different roles and responsibilities for each. According to these differences, each of them find a special role in the Islamic societies. Besides being a member of the society, women have two important roles as wives and mothers. Neglecting any of these roles can have adverse effects on spouses and children. The most important role of a woman, according to her characteristics and capabilities, is the educational role. In Arabic, the word at-tarbiyah, because in English we say education, but education is very limited for this word at-tarbiyah. Tarbiyah is very special words in Arabic and Islamic terms, you know. In Arabic, the word at-tarbiyah refers to a broad concept of education that encompasses all dimensions of human development. It means creating the necessary conditions and factors so that the child can develop and flourish his latent talents in all aspects of his existence, gradually moving toward the desired goal and perfection. Gradually. Islamic education is a significant concept that can be defined both minimally and maximally. In its minimal sense, Islamic education refers to a process that reinforces religious beliefs and behaviors in children. In its most comprehensive and maximally sense, maximally pattern, religious education involves using a religious model for growth and development. Using the models, the theories, the sources, it aims to nurture the child in all aspects, such as physical, psychological, emotional, and social, to achieve the ultimate goal of human creation, which is devotion, which is God devote to it. In this comprehensive model, we employ a religious framework for education across all dimensions. In Iran, extensive research has been conducted in the field of growth and education based on Quran and Sunnah. One such research project comprising 34 or I think 40 volumes of book in Persian and several articles in both Persian and English. But English is limited, explains the growth pattern according to the Holy Quran for each age group. This theoretical framework is called the Quranic growth system. In Islamic approach, the role of parents in education has many differences despite having similarities. These differences between men and women also lead to differences in their roles in children education. The mother's role is an active one. Some psychological theories, such as choice theory, I should say all of the psychological theories, not one theory, such as choice theory, lead parents to believe that the child can do whatever he wants and should respect his choice without directing him in a particular direction. In general, educational theories in psychology have no direction at all, and it's not the Islamic pattern. At the same time, the Islamic model of growth is based on the belief that parents, especially mothers, should create the should create the basis and necessity of belief and faith in their children from childhood. Unfortunately, in the current century, the obstacles to religion and numerous in the current century, the obstacles to religion are numerous. Without a solution, children may be led towards irreligion, and it's very bad. In the Islamic model of growth and development, religion and Islamic education must be gradual, and based on the growth factors in every age. This gradual approach is determined by the characteristics of growth and the capabilities of each developmental stage. Based on these, I will outline the most important aspects of Islamic education from birth to adolescence. A very brief, as viewed through the maximum perspective I have explained it. The first stage of development is based on familiarizing the child or exposing the child to good things, named in Quran at-tayyibat. Tayyibat includes different dimensions: tayyib words, tayyib environment, tayyib relationships, tayyib beliefs, tayyib behaviors are example of it. When children encounter positive experiences within a loving, supporting, and secure family environment, they develop a desire and affection for these experiences. For instance, the desire to pray, embrace religion, and wear hijab arises from the child's exposure to virtuous practices combined with the love and support of their parents, especially mothers for this emotional aspect. This period, which covers the age range from birth to 6 years, is not a time for pressure or coercion, but rather a time for exposure and familiarization to tayyibat. The second developmental period, which encompasses the primary school age, focuses on conversation and activating thinking. During this time, the cognitive abilities of children in primary school are developed. Mothers should harness this power to foster benevolent thinking in their children. In Holy Quran, as you know, thinking has a positive connotation and refers to the process of fulfilling needs according to the principles of truth, known as al-haq in Quran. Conversely, negative thinking is referred to as tafkir, not tafakkur, tafkir in Quran. During this period, given the strong emotional bond mothers have with their children, they should stimulate the power of thinking on various topics to help them make the right choices. It is beneficial to introduce positive examples and good concepts known as al-khair in Quran. The foundations of life are established during this period. For example, a mother might influence her child through conversation, teaching either the principle of retaliation. If someone hits you, hit him back, or hit them back, or the principle of forgiveness, encouraging more mature behaviors. It is very different. Using methods of coercion or pressure, or even encouragement and reward during this period leads children to become imitators or develop borrowed identities, because they depend on the encouragement, that they depend on punishment. It's not true. Once the coercion or encouragement is removed, as you know, everything changes. Children adapt based on the approval of their friends, social environment, and social networks. Therefore, during this period, the foundation of beliefs and criteria for decision-making in daily interactions should be imparted to them, enabling them to apply these correctly in challenging situations. Mothers play a crucial role in conveying them beliefs and values to their children. The Holy Quran serves as a significant source for transmitting these beliefs in this time, in this stage, in the primary school. Today, we see videos of children and teenagers in Gaza that are almost unbelievable to everyone but Muslims. The question arises, how can these children, despite losing their families, having no shelter, and seeing their lives destroyed by the occupying regime, still proclaim that they have God, that they are not afraid of enemy, that their parents are in heaven, that God is testing them, and that worldly life is transient while God is watching over them. These children were raised by which mothers? A mother has a very important role in transmitting beliefs, faiths, and love to God and religion. And because of the emotional and intimate relationship she has with her child, she can transmit beliefs and foundations in the context of this love. In the second period of growth, in order to activate children's thinking, they should not be given ready-made answers and solutions, but by talking and activating their thinking, they should be led to the right path and choices according to the right basis. The third stage, an important principle of Islamic education in the third period of growth is assigning social responsibility. During the third period of growth, an important principle of Islamic education is giving the social responsibility. Adolescents should feel accountable towards their Islamic community and fellow citizens, forming their collective, social, and Islamic identity. Mothers also here can play a crucial role in shaping this social identity by persuading, preparing conditions, helping, and guiding their children in line with social responsibilities. Responsibility is a key indicator of growth and entering adulthood. Many mothers may fear giving their children responsibilities, worrying they might make mistake. However, it's essential to note that children become responsible and mature by creating positive and beautiful experience based on the principles they have learned during development. They're called at-tayyibat al-khair. In this period, maintaining close relationship with teenagers is paramount. Adolescents' characteristics can sometimes strain the emotional bonds with their mothers. We should learn and we should have knowledge about this, about the adolescent characteristics in this age. Factors like criticism, perfectionism, and the desire for independence can create distance, and it's very important that mothers understand this. In this way, from the perspective of the Islamic growth framework, women play a significant role in raising children in all physical, emotional, social, and spiritual dimensions. By adhering to the foundations and principles of growth based on the Islamic model, as I said, Islamic pattern, they can guide their children toward the ultimate goal that God has envisioned for them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Dr. Fatima Fayaz.
Thank
I
you.
will translate conclusion before our attendant. Baik, Bapak-bapak, Ibu-ibu yang berbahagia, sedikit bisa disimpulkan dari apa yang disampaikan oleh Dr. Fatima Fayaz, bahwa manusia laki-laki dan perempuan sebenarnya memiliki hak yang sama, namun saja karena karakter alami dari keduanya berbeda. Karena itu juga laki-laki dan perempuan memiliki perbedaan dalam peran satu sama lain. Wanita lebih baik dalam pendidikan, baik dia sebagai seorang istri ataupun sebagai seorang ibu yang memiliki peran untuk mendidik emosi, perasaan, dan rasa tanggung jawab dari orang yang ada dalam asuhannya. Kalau kita lihat dalam pendidikan barat, cenderung tidak memberikan posisi yang penting dari pendidikan ini dan cenderung memberikan kebebasan kepada anak atau orang yang berada dalam asuhannya untuk memilih hal-hal yang sesuai dengan kehendaknya. Dan hampir bisa dikatakan dilepaskan begitu saja tanpa ada bimbingan. Itu yang menyebabkan kemudian terjadinya dekadensi moral dan berbagai kerusakan akhlak dan tingkah laku ya. Sedangkan berbeda dalam pendidikan Islam, di mana setidaknya memiliki 3 stage, 3 tingkatan atau tahapan. Yang pertama adalah membantu perkembangan orang yang berada dalam asuhan untuk mengenal dengan baik hal-hal yang baik di sekelilingnya, atau disebut juga dengan thayyibat. Kemudian stage yang kedua, tahapan yang kedua adalah pembangunan komunikasi antara seorang ibu kepada anaknya, memberikan arahan-arahan yang baik mengenai kehidupan dan juga termasuk alam lingkungannya. Kemudian stage yang ketiga, tahapan yang ketiga adalah mengenalkan kepercayaan-kepercayaan atau keyakinan-keyakinan yang ada dalam pendidikan Islam, serta memperkenalkan tanggung jawab sosial seorang anak, baik kepada orang tuanya, kepada lingkungannya, dan juga kepada masyarakat Islam. Itu saja yang bisa saya simpulkan dari apa yang disampaikan oleh Dr. Fatimah Fayyaz, asisten profesor di Al-Azhar University. Baik, untuk selanjutnya, kalau ada pertanyaan, kita buka sesi pertanyaan dari peserta sekalian. Kalau ada pertanyaan akan kita catat di sini. Untuk pertama mungkin kita akan buka 2 pertanyaan dulu.
Thank you very much.
In this session, we will open question from Dr. Faiz. No one question from participant? Kalau ada pertanyaan bisa disampaikan.
One question is here in chat, Dr. Borhan. You see it, but I think in Indonesian language I can't I can't understand it.
Yes, I see. I will collect it. Okay. Maybe I should read the first question first, while waiting another question from.
Do you see the chat?
Yeah, I see.
Ada pertanyaan di chat, Pak.
Baik. The question is about how about the Islamic education system in Iran based on Islamic value. Yeah.
Answer.
Yeah, you can answer first, maybe.
You know, the problem is that we don't translate our projects, our articles in English or in, for example, Arabic language. And we have a lot of works, we have a lot of books here that introduce this Islamic patterns. And I have a lot of students in university that they are working on the different stages. For example, one of them have made a protocol, a package for the education of the children under 7 years, or other how to behave with adolescents children, or other. I have about 85 theses, PhD and master thesis about the education of children. And unfortunately, we have not translated them in other languages, but we began. I have 3 or 4 ISI articles about this education, and I have published them in APA journals, but those are very limited, not too much.
Beliau sampaikan bahwa sebenarnya di Iran itu banyak sekali buku-buku, banyak sekali artikel-artikel dan penelitian-penelitian yang menjelaskan bagaimana pendidikan, sistem pendidikan di Iran, ya. Namun banyak sekali yang belum diterjemahkan ke dalam berbagai bahasa, yang juga merupakan kesulitan untuk penelitian. Di situ ada penjelasan, misalnya bagaimana sistem pendidikan yang dibangun untuk anak-anak usia di bawah 7 tahun, kemudian anak-anak usia di atas 7 tahun bagaimana. Permasalahannya adalah tidak ada terjemahan untuk saat ini yang bisa menggambarkan hal itu.
We have another question. I can read it. Can I answer?
Yes, please.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. or Mrs. Arfin. About your question, I want to ask, how do parents educate and supervise their children in the influence of the world today, which is very free? Yes, it's very free, and today and nowadays it's very difficult to be a good parent or be or do the Islamic education. I have 3 books about these educational models and about how to relation with our children in every age, but I can't explain them in here because we have a very limited time. But I say about this, it's very important we begin the education and educate our children from the beginning they born. Because it's very important how we do and how we behave them in every age. For example, under 7 years, we should have a good relation and we have emotional behaviors to them. And beside this, we should have, for example, take them to, for example, mosques. Take them to the good friends that they are do Muslims behaviors, for example, or every place, every word, everything she or he see, listen or experience should be tayyib. For example, like we flourishing them, and we should very care about them. In also sexual education, also in sexual education, Europe or the Western education are very bad and and have very bad effects on the children. We say al-haya, we say al-ifaf. Al-ifaf and al-haya are the words that we should educate children and familiar to them in, for example, wearing clothes, in saying words, in communication, in every behavior. We should learn them the Islamic lifestyle, the Islamic life style. It's very important that they in this very clean environment they improve, they grow, and in the primary school, it's important we we have communication in words to them, and we improve their thinking power, their good thinking as tafakkur, not tafkir. It also have very special steps. I indicated them in my book, but if I want to say here, I think it's the, for example, PMT, parent management techniques in psychology, is very famous, and in every education, every children education, the PMT is learning to other people. But we say it is very bad effects because it makes the children depend on encouragement and reward and punishment. And when it's go out, they become like the other society. But we should improve their thinking. We should learn them the basis thinking, the beliefs that we know them. And it's the very special age, because in adolescence we can't have this communication with them. In adolescence we can't say anything to them, and it's important that in primary school we improve their thinking, and in adolescence they use from their basis, from their beliefs, and it's very important. And beside all of them, we should learn them about the media using, and it's very important from the beginning how we do with the media. For example, the social networks, it's very important that we learn it and we do it with our children. Sorry.
Thank you very much. I will translate conclusion. Jadi dari pertanyaan bagaimana peran dari orang tua untuk mendidik dan mengayomi anak-anaknya melihat perkembangan dunia yang saat ini sangat bebas, beliau menjawab bahwa beliau punya sebenarnya 3 buku yang sudah ditulis terkait dengan model pendidikan Islam bagi anak-anak Muslim. Jadi di dalam buku itu tidak mungkin disampaikan semua. Apa yang bisa disimpulkan kurang lebih adalah di dalam buku itu dijelaskan bagaimana cara membimbing anak mulai dari saat dia lahir. Kemudian bagaimana memberikan kebiasaan-kebiasaan yang baik bagi anak, memberikan edukasi seksual yang baik untuk anak-anak, bagaimana cara memakai pakaian yang baik, bagaimana cara berhadapan dengan orang lain, bagaimana cara bersikap. Jadi anak-anak itu kemudian akan memiliki style Islam yang berada di lingkungan yang baik, yang kemudian akan membentuk pemikiran mereka ke depannya. Berbeda dengan halnya bagaimana pendidikan yang termasuk dalam pendidikan psikologi yang dipelajari, seperti yang telah disebutkan, bagaimana membiarkan anak itu berkembang dengan sendirinya, menilai dengan sendirinya perkembangan di sekitarnya tanpa ada bimbingan dari orang tua. Jadi perbedaannya dalam pendidikan Islam adalah bagaimana orang tua itu memberikan bimbingan yang baik. Anak-anak yang pada usia tertentu belum mampu untuk berpikir secara baik mengenai hal-hal yang ada di lingkungannya. Misalnya bagaimana mereka menggunakan sosial media, kemudian apa yang harus mereka lakukan. Jadi tanpa ada bimbingan yang baik dari orang tua, maka tidak mungkin pendidikan yang baik akan dapat diterima dengan baik oleh anak-anak. Okay, another question here we can see from Nur Safia Az-Zahra. I would like to ask, Assalamualaikum, and I would like to ask, what is Islam's view of women who work outside home?
Answer? Yes.
Yeah.
I think if we care about if we notice to the Islam history or in Quran, we understand that the women should have the social role. For example, you see Hazrat Maryam, for example, in Quran, and the mother of Hazrat Musa also, or other women like Hazrat Zahra or Hazrat Khadija. You see in the history they have very effective role in the history of Islam and to care about the Islam or other. For example, if I want to explain this more, I think because the men and women have different characteristics, and they, for example, should have different responsibilities in society. But women, because of these characteristics, women, for example, should have special rules in the workplaces or in every place they work. In Iran, we have some rules specifically for women. For example, for childbearing. For example, for the decreasing the hours of the work, for example. But I think in Islam, because of the important role of women in relation with children, we should care about the hours that women work outside, and it should not, for example, be in danger of the role of in house and in relation with children. And I think it's very important. So the Islam view is that women should have effect role in society, but by considering the characteristics of women, and we shouldn't put women as men roles, and we should care about it, I think.
Thank you very much. We'll translate conclusion a little bit. Jadi bagaimana sebenarnya pandangan Islam melihat seorang wanita muslimah itu bekerja di luar rumah? Dr. Fayaz mengatakan bahwa dalam sejarah Islam memang muslimah itu memiliki aturan-aturan sosial seperti Yang Mulia Maryam, Hazreti Maryam, kemudian Hazreti Zahra alaihissalam. Mereka adalah salah satu tuntunan bagaimana seorang muslimah dalam kehidupan sosialnya. Jadi ketika kita melihat perkembangan sosial saat ini di mana dalam keadaan tertentu wanita juga dituntut untuk bekerja di luar rumah, maka harus diperhatikan dengan baik aturan-aturan yang terdapat di lingkungan kerja yang tidak bisa disamakan antara pria, karena wanita memiliki kekhususan tertentu yang tidak dimiliki oleh pria, karena itu tidak dapat dipersamakan. Kemudian yang paling penting adalah jangan sampai pekerjaan di luar rumah itu mengganggu dan berefek tidak baik dengan kondisi yang ada di dalam rumah, tidak mengganggu hubungannya, komunikasinya dengan keluarga, komunikasinya dengan anak-anak, dan lain-lain. Itu saja yang dapat disimpulkan. Ada pertanyaan lagi yang lain? Okay, there's no question. I think we close the seminar today. Khairi mamnun as Dr. Fatima Fayaz از وقت شما در این سمینار خیلی ما استفاده کردیم و انشاءالله اضافه می شود در علم در تربیت جامعه اسلامی در آینده insyaallah. Demikian saja kami ucapkan terima kasih kepada Dr. Fatima Fayaz atas waktu yang telah diberikan dan juga kepada Bapak Ibu yang telah menyediakan waktunya untuk hadir di dalam seminar ini. Mudah-mudahan apa yang telah disampaikan dapat bermanfaat bagi kita semuanya. Demikian, billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ini mamnun semua tanam.
Ini mamnun Dr. Cici.
Ya, barnome tamam syud. Ini mamnun. Terima kasih semua atas partisipasi daripada narasumber dan moderator yang luar biasa. Beliau mantan diplomat di Kedutaan Indonesia di Tehran. Terima kasih atas partisipasinya Dr. Muhammad Ridha Ibrahimi, Ustadz Imam, dan para peserta yang lain. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
خیلی ممنون و ریحانی.
استاد برهان تشکر.
تشکر میکنم سید.
تشکر
آقای
تشکر.
دکتر.
ما زبان فارسی رو داریم